And I didn't bring up human rights here. It was the good senator who brought it up. So I just want to set the record straight because this is part of a pattern na sinisiraan yung bansa natin na para bang ah, pagka pulis, wala nang ginawang tama, papatayin na lang. Pagka Duterte, papatayin na lang lahat.
It is also not fair, Mr. Chairman, to accuse a person who is not only absent from this hearing, but in jail the past half-decade on charges na sa kabila nung tuloy-tuloy na pag-recant nung mga di umanong testigo laban sa kanya, is being held unjustly para akusahan siya na minamasahe niya ang definition of terms o ang mga bilang.
Kaibigan, walang kumpare, huwag niyo kong subukan.
I am sorry.
Kayo ang boss ko.
My God, I hate drugs.
Ang pangarap nyo ay pangarap ko.
Who is not only absent from this hearing, but in jail the past half-decade on charges na sa kabila nung tuloy-tuloy na pag-recant nung mga di umanong testigo laban sa kanya, is being held unjustly para akusahan siya na minamasahe niya ang definition of terms o ang mga bilang. I think the best thing that has been said so far this morning about human rights in this hearing ay bukod dun sa sinabi ni Ambassador na he will represent our country on the issue of human rights and other important issues and common values sa community of nations bilang ating permanent representative sa UN, ay yung in-acknowledge ko at in-appreciate na sinabi ni Secretary Remulla na kahit hindi out of compliance but out of courtesy, magpo-provide sila ng information sa International Criminal Court. I just want to make those few points of record also, Mr. Chairman, in this hearing, out of a sense of fairness. And I will place my confidence in the good ambassador to represent our country better and even better on the international stage on that very important issue of human rights. Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Chairman, sorry.
Thank
I
you,
just have to
Senator
correct that.
Senator Alan, before that, I would like to recognize the presence of our Senate President, Mig Subiri.
So, Chairman, thank you
Senator
very much. I just like to put on the record, there's no unfairness. There's no accusation. I'm not accusing former Secretary De Lima as stated by the lady senator. It is a fact. It is an official act of the Secretary, and everything I said is on record in the UN Human Rights Commission. It is a formal submission. I've said that in this committee, in the Senate, many, many times. If you're a human rights advocate, dapat nasa top ng head mo yung... And I didn't bring up human rights here. It was the good senator who brought it up. So I just want to set the record straight because this is part of a pattern na sinisiraan yung bansa natin na para bang pagka pulis, wala nang ginawang tama, papatayin na lang. Pagka Duterte, papatayin na lang lahat. So we have to set the record straight. May pagkakamali yung ibang mga pulis and they're facing prosecution now. Meron po talagang human rights violation din po yung mga drug lords na ayaw naman i-bring up. Meron talagang change of definition. I'm surprised that she doesn't know about this, but I'm not accusing Senator De Lima of that. That's a fact. It's in the records of the Senate. Nag-argue kami ni Senator De Lima sa Senate nung nag-hearing siya about this. So I'm just stating a fact. I'm not accusing anyone about anything. There's no unfairness here, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Alan.
Mr. Chair,
Can we please recognize Senator Honteveros first? Senator Risa?
Briefly, Mr. Chairman, there's also no need to question credentials of colleagues. The one whom we are confirming today is the good ambassador. No one else. People may aver certain facts, others may correct them. Well, the human rights community knows what is what. And again, gusto ko pong pahalagahan yung sinabi ni Ambassador, nakakatawanin nila ang ating bansa sa global stage on the issue of human rights. Gusto kong kilalanin at pahalagahan yung commitment ni Sec. Remulla. At gusto kong pahalagahan yung track record ni Sen. Leila was questioned. Salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair, the only reason why the issue of human rights relate to the discussion today because of the important position of appointee now present with us. I think we cannot take advantage of his position as the permanent representative to the United Nations, being the one in a position to deal with this in the global scale. The unfairness starts from the function of our own Human Rights Commission in this country, Mr. Chair, because as can be seen in their infographics, it seems to me that human rights can only be committed by state agents and state workers like policemen and military. That is not so, Mr. Chair. The Constitution is very clear. Even private armies and private persons can commit human rights violations. If only the Human Rights Commission in this country will redirect its orientation and include all people, because the Constitution says all forms of human rights violations. It's not only from state agents or state workers. Okay, pwede rin po kasing makapag-commit ang NPA, Abu Sayyaf, Di Maute Gang in Marawi and all this. So let's put it in proper perspective. It's not only the government personnel who can commit violations of human rights. This can be committed as well, even by private persons and private armies. Mr. Chair, for the record. Salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Marcoleta. Senator Risa, again.
On this point, I concur with Representative Marcoleta. Kahit po yung mga non-state agents may obligasyon sa human rights at accountable kapag lumabag sila sa human rights, as various non-state agents have done. At the same time, yung Estado po ang primary duty bearer at tayong lahat na nagtatrabaho sa Estado ay primary duty bearer din. Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Any other questions coming from the Commission? No more? Majority Floor Leader. Senator Bongo.
Short manifestation lang po, Mr. Chairman. Would like to express my sincerest appreciation and profound gratitude to the 3 officials of the Department of Foreign Affairs whose appointments will be confirmed and given consent to before us today for their outstanding contributions and unwavering commitment to the Filipino nation for advancing the country's independent foreign policy. Let me make of record my full support for the confirmation of the ad interim appointment. Though mamaya pa siya isasalang, si Secretary Enrique Manalo, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, nakasama ko po itong tatlo during the term of the former president. Naging acting secretary na po siya after Yasay, after Senator Alan, Secretary Alan, naging acting na rin po. So ibig sabihin, talagang kabisado na niya po ang trabaho as Secretary of Foreign Affairs, who also served under then President Rodrigo Duterte as permanent representative to the United Nations. Secretary Manalo is recognized one of the finest and most distinguished diplomats in the history of foreign service, having served in the foreign service for 43 years, which only speaks of his competence and dedication to his craft. Further, the nomination of Ambassador Antonio Manuel Lagdameo as permanent representative of the Republic of the Philippines to the United Nations, New York, USA. Ambassador Lagdameo, who has roots in Davao, also held the position of Ambassador to the United Kingdom of Great Britain, ito po yung panahon ni Pangulong Duterte, and Northern Ireland, in which he was credited for extending support to all Filipino nationals within the UK Embassy's jurisdiction, and for his efforts in continuing bilateral relations with various British agencies.